Welcome back, everybody. It's Thursday at this point. Today at the other shop, I cleaned up the engine cover and I painted it. And as you can see, it's pretty bright there in the little cutouts in it. I got a Motlow marker, which is a chrome marker, chrome paint. Kind of like your Future Chrome or what have you. I took and I painted all the little cutouts in there by hand. And I painted our 3800 up here. Now, a trick with this stuff, if you put the chrome paint marker, the Motlow marker, over a slow dry enamel like the Rust-Oleum like this is, you get an effect. It kind of lightly crazes and kind of looks like a variegated silver leaf, which was the look I was going for. So I'm real happy with how the engine cover turned out. Boots isn't down here tonight. Not a whole lot I can do at this point. I ordered all my parts last night. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go upstairs and get both geo harnesses I got. I'm going to pick the best one out of the two. Then we're going to start trying to get the chassis harness in this car. And I'll do a little fast forward video as I'm digging through it. But that's going to be the next thing. We need to start getting this thing wired up, so we know where all our wires go, so we can get this rear wall in. Once the rear wall's in, we can finish up the wiring. And as our parts come in, we can get some other stuff wrapped up. So I'm going to get busy at this point. So stay tuned. If you like this kind of stuff, hit that like button right now. And let's get busy. So I went upstairs and got the harness out of the LS6 Metro. I've got it laid out here on the floor. I had already trimmed this harness down once. I still got to go upstairs to get the fuse box. But I'm going to trim it down again, because I'm going to route the wiring a little different in this car. And as you can see, Boots is sitting here. I brought a box downstairs, so he has to be in it. He also seems to be real receptive of the camera tonight, so you can bask in his adorableness. So I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to dig the fuse box out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut all this harness open. I'm going to rewrap this harness 100%. Because we're going to have to integrate it into the Pontiac harness also. So I'm going to cut this harness open. I'm going to power it up here on the floor. I'm going to check some things with my power probe. I'm going to delete a bunch of wires that aren't needed. And then we'll work on getting it in the car. All that's probably not going to happen tonight, but I'm going to try to make a little headway here. So I'm going to get back busy, because it's already starting to get about 7 o'clock. So I got about an hour and a half to work. I'm going to start trimming this down. I'm going to get my fuse box. I'm going to drag a battery over here so we can power this thing up in the floor. And alright, I got a fuse box. I got our ignition switch here. I got everything plugged in the fuse box that will plug in. Like I said, this has been stripped down once before. The car it come out of had 2 aftermarket type setups in it. One was a 2.3 turbo, and the other was an LS. There was 2 variations of the LS in that car. So the harnesses had stuff added and taken out of it as far as factory accessories. But there was still a bunch of just random plugs and stuff that just wasn't needed. And since I got it integrated into the Pontiac harness and the car harness together, what I'm going to do, like I said before, I'm going to cut all this electrical tape off. I know where 90% of these connections go. Like these over here, and they're pretty obvious. They're headlights and marker lights and turn signals. As far as the back, this is the back side of the harness. The white plugs are your taillight plugs. The one with the rubber grommets for tag lights. And there's a secondary tag light harness right there. We also got stuff that was added all the time, like a line lock button that was in the car, which used to be a trans brake button. And it's just taped up in and just runs out like right here. So I'm going to strip all this stuff out. And like I said, I'll probably do a little fast forward video. But like these, one of these was parking lights and the other was headlights. So the easiest way to fix the wiring on this thing is just to go ahead and just cut everything off and do it right. Trim out what we don't need and make sure we don't have stuff that loops back in the harness. So I'm going to power it up after we get done, make sure we still have headlights and parking lights. We still have a starter type function here. And we'll go from there. Well, we're well over an hour in so far. Our junk wire is growing. And our regular harness, I'm up here working in the underhood fuse box now, tracing stuff back to the fuse box. And when I'm done taking stuff out, I'm going to power this up, make sure we still have lights and brake lights and all that good stuff. And I'm going to mark some switch power wires, some constant power wires that come out of the under dash fuse box. But basically, our electrical tape pile is pretty big, and our wiring pile's getting pretty big. So I'm going to keep on at it. Like I said, this isn't real fun, fast go stuff. I'll add a little video of me in here in just a moment. But I'm going to get back at it. I'll do a couple of fast forward videos as I go. Basically at this point I've got it cut down to its bare skibbies, which is just lights, front and rear, headlights and brake lights. I got to power up the harness, make sure I've not cut anything else that's important. If I did, we'll have to start over. It's not a big deal. I have multiples of these. So and then we got to get the passenger side harness that run all the way across the dash on the inside. I gotta get over here with the driver's side headlight wires because I'm gonna run everything on down one side. So it's pretty late, so I'll likely just leave this here. Tomorrow I'll come in here and I'll power this harness up and start checking some of the wires. I got a few stragglers off of various things, like the old clutch pedal switch here, which I know that ties into the start circuit. So I still got a few wires to trim out, but hopefully I don't have to add none back in. So I'll be back here in just a few. I'm going to try to get some of this mess cleaned up. Alright everybody, I got most of my mess cleaned up. I got the harness pushed out so the old lady can take the dog out. Got a box of wires that's trimmed out over here. Like I said, I still got some trimming to do out of the Pontiac fuse box, but I know what wires make it run. As earlier, my engine cover, I'm kind of proud of it. I kind of like it a lot. It should really pop with our cover on here. It's the green. So, can't wait to see that all together. So, that said, I think I'm going to call it a video for tonight. Just because this isn't a whole lot of fun for anybody. I've done a lot of wiring work. I kind of enjoy doing it sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But I got this trimmed down so I can power it up tomorrow and check my light functions at the sockets. And where I can check my brake light functions out here at the taillight sockets. And then I can come in here and mark some of these wires that are power and constants and switched. And that'll help us tie it into our Pontiac harness. So I'm going to call it a video for tonight. If you like this kind of stuff, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, And most importantly, subscribe. It really helps out, doesn't cost anybody anything. And ring that little bell and you'll get notifications when I upload a video. And also don't forget that at 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away some kind of cool collectible that I have. And I have tons of vintage stuff. I have tons and tons of cool stuff. I've not shown none of it on video, just some of the stuff that I have around the garage. At 1,000, I'm going to give something bigger away. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be something even cooler. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow.